I have some major Sarah Boone news with a twist you didn't see coming. So, if you haven't been following since her sentencing, Sarah Boone got an appellate attorney. Sarah Boone wrote one of her famous letters complaining about that attorney, talking about how she's constantly trying to get in contact with him, and she's having third parties outside the prison try to get a hold of this guy. He responds by wanting to leave the case and saying simply he's not going to do appellate work anymore. He also filed for an extension because there needs to be time for a new person to take on the case. It got denied. The extension was denied because he didn't speak to opposing counsel. Well, this here behind me is his new motion for extension, where the opposing counsel does not object. So it is a new filing for an extension, and he does again mention here he wants to leave, but that's not why we're here. We're here because he gets to leave. So this is from Judge Cranick. It says, ordered and adjudged that Joshua Adams Esquire is hereby allowed to withdraw from further representation of the defendant in the above styled cause, and Rodrigo Carcuco, sorry if I mispronounced the name, Esquire is hereby appointed to represent the defendant in this cause. Signed, Michael S. Cranick. Now, the thing is, who is her new lawyer? Is her new lawyer someone who's going to be able to put up with someone as difficult as Sarah Boone? Well, let me read you a small snippet from his website. This litigation and appellate experience led Rodrigo to be personally selected to represent Mr. Khalid Sheikh Muhammad, the alleged mastermind of the 9/11 terrorist attacks of 2001, in his multi-defendant capital military commission held in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Sarah Boone's new lawyer represented the alleged mastermind of 9/11. I'm going to be real. I don't know if he can handle Boone. We're going to find out, everyone. We're going to find out. Now, with that being said, I know people are going to ask about her family law case because there was a deadline for Tuesday, which has passed, for Sarah to give only 5 pages of closing arguments in her family law case. And at this time, you can check the docket yourself. It does not appear she has filed. It could be in the mail and be postmarked. That would be fine. But we do not have an indication that she did so yet. If she's late, I don't think the judge legally has to consider it. Sarah has got to be pissed. Imagine you're Sarah Boone, right? She gets updated. First of all, her family law case did not go her way. Tanika's 2 cents and others have amazing coverage on it. It did not go Sarah's way. Then she knows she's possibly going to lose her lawyer. And now she's got this man. And this man is not someone who's going to get pushed around by Sarah Boone and any possible flying monkeys that she has that are out there trying to harass him. Now, I don't know how this person got picked. I don't know if they get to volunteer. I don't know if Judge Cranick gets to decide if it's a random draw. I don't know how they pick, especially if they have to re-pick and get a new appellate attorney. But I cannot imagine Sarah not clashing with this man. She is going to be so angry at anything he does. I guarantee it. And, of course, while she's angry about this, we're going to be waiting to see the family law case. Now, I've seen some people say that the worst case scenario is that they just go with Brian's plan. The judge most likely won't go below that. That would still give Sarah, I think it's once a month visit and a weekly call. I think that's too much with the son, but we're going to see about that, right? Now, with that being said, I do want to also mention, because I don't think I'm going to do an extra video on it, if you haven't watched my Donna Adelson coverage, that case is wild, and it's definitely worth watching because there might be another person charged, Wendy, the daughter. Now, in a lot of cases, you go, okay, when are they going to charge? For example, in the Lori Vallow case, people wanted to know when they were going to charge other people involved in that. Her daughter testified And when the prosecutor at the end was asked about possible charges against Wendy, she responded, "Stay tuned." The victim's family pointed out that Wendy fled the state again. So I have to imagine Wendy is under wiretaps and surveillance, and I would not be shocked if any day we get told that she is picked up on a warrant. So just make sure you are up to date with Donna Adelson if you think you are interested in the Wendy trial, and you might be like, well, is there more other than Donna? There's Charlie. There's Charlie's girlfriend. There's Charlie's baby daddy. Katie's baby daddy. There is the baby daddy's best friend. All of them were charged. A lot of coverage if you need to find cases to sink into. The Adelson case, in my opinion, is just, it's wild. And I would say, even if you're not interested in the coverage, I recommend at the very least you go and watch the sentence, not the sentence, because the sentence isn't done. The sentence is October 14th. Watch the conviction when the sentence when the verdict comes in, because Donna puts on a show. She isn't crying. She's more, in my opinion, shaking with anger. And I think it's definitely worth watching. Also, if you're saying, well, I'm not super interested in the case, or you're caught up, if you've never looked into the ex-judge lawyer that was on Donna's team, the one who, in my opinion, was very disrespectful and bad at what her job was, highly recommend you check out her past. In fact, the prosecutor even called her out a little bit at the post-conviction press conference about how she, day one, tried to say Danny when, instead of, his full name for the man that her client is accused of murdering. She also made comments about how they can't talk over each other or the court reporter will shoot her in a shooting murder. The Adelson case I thought was fascinating, so definitely check it out. And I don't know where she'll end up, right? But wouldn't it be interesting if she ended up in the same prison as Sarah? Maybe Sarah can be her new prison daughter. Donna Adelson had a jail daughter who turned on her, so maybe Sarah can take that location. I don't know. Maybe they'll end up together. I mean, hey, we heard about the Idaho murder, college murder guy. He wrote some letters complaining about Chad Daybell getting away with stuff. So they end up finding each other inside. So it might be a crossover event. That's all I'm going to warn about. Might be a crossover.